I would love to just jump into the book, give some certain people some information, and then just hop back out. We love a man who is distraught. We love a man who regrets what he's done. I've known it the entire time! No! Oh my god! Oh, Dick! Yes, 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 yes. They don't know that they're in the same building. I can't wait! She is high on their shit list. I really hope that they don't find her. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So even though I've said about 4 times that I need to start my schoolwork, I'm not doing it. Sue me. Okay, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Luca if you're new here. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog and I'm actually super excited because I'm planning on reading books that I think will be 5 stars. Okay, this is future me popping in to say that that is absolute bullshit and that this is not a reading anticipated 5 stars video. That was the original plan and I didn't do it. So something else ended up happening. I ended up reading both of these books, so The Crimson Moth and The Rebel Witch. So I read The Crimson Moth duology and I had a really good time, but I just needed to come on here and say that I did not follow the original plan for this video. So if you throughout the video hear me say something about 5 stars or not being 5 stars, ignore it. Just ignore it and just know that I read both of these fantasy books. Definitely not reading anticipated 5-star reads. That will happen in another video in the future. And that's all I came here to say, so back to the video. And the reason I'm doing this video now is because Tessa asked me to do another reading vlog and I really enjoyed making the first one. So here you go, Tessa. I hope you enjoy it. And the first book that we're going to read is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli? That name. Anyway, I don't know much about this book, so I'm kind of going in blindly. The only thing is me and a friend were going to buddy read this book, so she started yesterday or the day before yesterday. She's a slow reader. I'm a slow reader and she's also a slow reader. So we are perfect buddy readers because we read at the exact same time. If we are sat next to each other on the sofa, like I will turn the page and less than a second later she will turn the page. So we really read at the exact same pace. However, she started a day and a half ago. Tell me why she's at 60%. She's been saying that she can't put it down, that she's not waiting for me, that I have to get on it and make haste, basically. So, because she will start the next one if I don't catch up. So I have about an hour now before I have to leave and I am kind of going in blindly, like I said. I don't know much about this book. The only thing that I know is that she's a witch hunter. No, she's a witch and he's a witch hunter. And that's all I know. It's a duology, and a friend of mine told me that this one does end on a cliffhanger. It says enemies to love. Oh, enemies to lovers. Okay. I don't like enemies to lovers if it's like a normal romance. If it's a fantasy book, fantastic. I'm good. I love that. So it says enemies to lovers doesn't get more high stakes than a witch and a witch hunter falling in love. Okay. I'm just gonna start reading. I don't really want to read the back. I want to go in blind. Like I said, my friend is really enjoying it and she said that she thinks that I will also really love it. So hopefully we will have a 5 stars on our hands, but if not, we will see. But I'm gonna start reading and I will update you. So I got into my comfy clothes. Hello, focus, thank you. I have like this blanket hoodie pullover thing on and I'm gonna start the book. I'm really excited and I'm gonna text my friend to say that I'm starting because she really wanted me to.
Please don't be so lame. And I said I would behave. I wanted to reach out and touch your face, but you didn't think it was appropriate, and you can't do no wrong, and I can never get it right.
Okay, so one thing, I'm still reading. One thing I love is the fact that he is supposed to not care about her, like not really care, and there was a situation and she could have died and he completely lost his mind, but like really lost his mind. So he went completely batshit crazy, threw himself into the line of fire, saved her life, and also, completely out of context, they fell through some doors and he twisted them so that his shoulder would take like the brunt of the impact. And it's just so sweet. And he's literally hunting her. All the while, he's trying to figure out if she's a witch. And he goes like from suspecting her to being like, no, but this and this happened and she can't be a witch. And it's just highly entertaining. And he is so sweet in the meantime. But the thing is, he doesn't come from like an aristocrat family. Like, she is very, very rich. And he grew up in a like lower working class family. So he constantly thinks that she would never actually go for someone like him because they are just from two completely different worlds. And every single time that she is trying to say something completely, sometimes even complimentary, like, she is not trying to make fun of him or like to insult him. I don't know why I was looking for the word insult, but she's not trying to insult him at all. But he constantly thinks that she is like taking jabs at his expense about his upbringing and about their like differences in class, even though he works as a high blood guard and is quite upper class now. He just always feels like he would never fit in with any of the like upper class aristocrat super rich people. And he is so insecure about it, and it's like so sad, but it's so sweet. And he is just really a sweetheart, even though he's trying to kill her. Okay, so once again, I have to apologize for the horrible lighting, but the thing is just, it's getting dark earlier, and I can't always film during the day because I have school. So I just got back and I really wanted to update because I am over halfway through. I am at page 234, chapter 34. And I thought that if I did not stop to update now, I would probably just finish the entire book and then never talk to you. So, okay, some of my thoughts. This was a bit hard to get into. Like, my friend who was reading this book, who was supposed to read it with me, but who read this book, she said that it was like super easy to get into and that she was flying through it. I personally, at first, didn't really connect to anything because I was a bit surprised that it was in third person, like it was told in third person. That's not my favorite thing. It's not that I necessarily instantly don't like a book if it's told in third person, but I have a bit more trouble connecting to the characters because I don't feel like I'm in their head. I feel obviously I'm not in their head because it's told in third person, and I sometimes feel like I'm kind of floating above the story, like just kind of looking on instead of like actually getting into the character's head. So that took a bit of time for me, but now she was right and I'm flying through it. So that's why I had to update now, because otherwise you would not be getting an update from me. So I never said what this book is about. So this book follows Rune and Gideon. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Gideon? In Dutch we would say Gideon, but I don't know how you pronounce that actually. I'm gonna say Gideon. So Rune and Gideon. Rune is a witch and Gideon is a witch hunter, and so he is the blood guard commander, so like the highest rank of like the guards for the New Republic, which is, how do I explain this? I genuinely don't know how to put this into words, but okay, so a long time ago, actually not a long time ago, some time ago, witches like ruled their island or wherever they live, and there were 3 witch queens, and a few years ago the witch queens were killed and the New Republic kind of took over, leading the land, and witches were like shunned. You were not allowed to be a witch. They would kill you if they found out that you were a witch, and witch sympathizers, so people who tried to help them or like hid them from the commanders or like from the New Republic, were also killed. So Rune had gone through something traumatic regarding her family and like having to kind of sell someone out, and so because she feels so bad about having done what she has done, she kind of has made it her mission to save as many witches as possible, and so she is kind of working against Gideon as the Crimson Moth. So she is a witch hiding in plain sight, and Gideon has been trying to find the Crimson Moth and kill her for ages. So what is really funny to me about this story is the fact that they are both like this, they are falling in love slowly, but at the same time they are like fake courting because she is trying to get information out of him about where they keep the witches that she wants to save. And then he is kind of, he suspects her of being the Crimson Moth, but he is trying to find out if she is because he doesn't have enough evidence yet. And also his little brother is one of her best friends, so he doesn't want to be wrong when he accuses her of being a witch because that would crush his little brother. And so they are both trying to get close to each other, her to find out this information about where they keep the witches, and him to just to see if she is the Crimson Moth. And it's so funny because they are fake courting kind of, but they both suspect the other person of trying to manipulate them, but they are trying to manipulate the other person themselves. So she's manipulating him, he's manipulating her. They kind of know it about each other, but like they're not 100% sure. And so it's really funny to be in their heads being like, this isn't real, I know why he's doing this, but she is also doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's just very funny to read about, and I really like how easy it is to read. I so far really like the characters. I am very curious to see, because my friend told me that this one ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm very curious to see where this one ends off. And I am really excited to keep reading because the last scene that I read, the friend, like Annaluz, she told me that her, like when she was reading one certain scene on the beach, she was texting me and being like, this is not a spy scene, but this is such a great scene and I loved this. And so I was just reading this book and Gideon asked Roan if she wanted to take a walk on the beach. So I texted her being like, they're going to the beach, they're going to the beach. And she instantly texted me back, so we've been chatting about that. And it was indeed a very good scene. So I am highly entertained because it's just going, it's very fast paced, but at the same time, the first half, I didn't really know what to update about because I didn't feel like that much was happening. It was just like, not world building because it's not like a very difficult world to understand, but it was kind of like story building. They were just like laying the groundwork and like introducing you to the characters and to the history and all that stuff. So there wasn't really much to update about. Anyway, but so far my thoughts, I like Gideon. His little brother, Alex, is such a sweetheart and he is obviously in love with Roan. And so I feel very, very bad for him because she is now kind of like courting her brother, her older brother, while he has been in love with her for ages. And it's just, oh, it's very funny as well. Like Gideon was constantly being like, if she's not the Crimson Moth, I can break it off with her. And I hope that my little brother finds his balls and actually asks her out for once. But then he saw her walking with Alex and she was wearing his coat jacket. They had just come from a ball or something. And then he really didn't like it. The fact that she was actually like hanging out with his brother, and he was, in his mind, it was like, I've been wanting this for Alex for ages and now like I'm seeing them together and I really don't like the feeling it gives me. And so that was very cute. Yeah, and I really hope that they're not going to make Alex a dick, because that's what they do in every single enemies to lovers fantasy book, is that they make like the best friend super sweet at first and then like there's a villain enemy guy and then the roles kind of turn and the best friend becomes a dick. Like it happened in Fourth Wing, I think it happened in Shatter-Me. That wasn't her best friend, but still. I just really hope that they're not going to make Alex a dick because I really love him. So, okay, anyway, the camera's a bit high. I've been like super low in the frame. Enough yapping. I feel like I say enough yapping and like that I need to stop yapping in every single video, but I am an excessive yapper. Like once I get going, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna keep reading and I hopefully am gonna get like very far into this book because my friend, like, I think The Rebel Witch, the second book, she's going to get it delivered one of these days and I really want to read the next one with her. So I will update you when I finish the book or like when I have something really interesting to say. So, yeah. See ya!
You said I wasn't your type.
It's the next morning. I just woke up and I'm reading my book on my Kindle. I have the strongest suspicion that someone in this book is not who they say they are, but I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil anything. But I just don't trust them. I really don't trust them, and something has come to light that kind of makes it even more possible that what I think is happening is actually happening. And so I've been texting my friend being like, I think this and this, I don't trust this person. She's like, shut up, you're going to make me spoil something. So that's just what I wanted to say. is that I have my suspicions and I'm really wondering if I'm correct, so I'm trying to like speed through this book, but I have things to do today. I have so much schoolwork to do today, so I unfortunately can't stay in bed and read this book. But oh my god. But I'm really enjoying it still. The thing is, I so badly want to say what I think, but then that's the thing about doing these reading vlogs as if I do them often. Like, this is the second one I've done. I wish I could do like a full spoiler thing, but then like nobody will want to watch it because maybe you haven't read the book. Okay, see you later. Okay, so I think they're about to have sex for the first time, and there's just, oh, it's so sweet. You're in his head and he's like trying to figure out like what does he want from her, because he needs to check if she has casting spells, because every time a witch uses their power, like their blood, to do magic, it leaves silver scars, and some people use them as like tattoos, but she doesn't have them because she uses different like methods and ways to get blood. And so one of the girls that he is like, one of his blood commander friends, whatever, that he is kind of in cahoots with, was constantly saying to him like, you need to sleep with her and you need to check everywhere on her body for these scars. And that's all he has been thinking about doing, but at the same time, like, that's not what he's thinking about now, because he just is in love with her. So they're about to have sex for the first time, I think, and he's like thinking about all of the things that he would actually want from her, like a life together, and just and it's so sweet, even though like he has been plotting to sleep with her for some time, but he has felt horrible about it. Me trying to defend something that's really not okay. But anyway, back to what he is thinking about now. Like, he wants to have a life with her, and he says like, maybe this could be more than a game, not just flirting and kissing and courting, but a life shared. Maybe Gideon could have all of that, but would she want all of him? He was terrified to even hope for it. He really thinks himself less than her, and it's sad. But I have to go in like, I think 20 minutes, half an hour, like a little over half an hour I have to go, and I still need to eat, shower, get dressed, and read this chapter. I'm sitting here in my bed, don't mind the mess, don't look at that, with my Kindle. This Kindle holder is fantastic. I can sit here, eat my lunch, and just turn the page with this little thing. I have the Kindle clicker and I have the Kindle holder, and they're fantastic. Get them.
I bought those shoes you said you liked, and they were the ugliest fucking shoes I've ever seen in my entire life.
No.
But you can't do no wrong.
No! 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 Oh! Something has just happened and I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for Rube. Oh my god. Okay, so I can't really say anything. I can't really tell you what has happened, obviously, because I'm 84% in. But she overheard him say something. And so she hears them. She was standing behind the door, and he now knows that she heard them, and so she has run away, and he feels terrible. But this is so sad because this whole thing started out as kind of like a mission or a scheme on both of their sides. It's obviously very hard to trust each other. So he kind of like completely trusted her at this point, and I think she also trusted him, and they were kind of like, okay, we're going to do this for real. Obviously not telling the other that they weren't in it for real before. So even though they both knew this about each other, she knew that he was in this to try to catch her as like the Crimson Moth, and I don't think now that he believes that she's not the Crimson Moth, that she's not a witch, he now obviously thinks that she was just interested in him for real. I'm explaining this so badly, but I don't know how to do this any differently, because she knew that he was only in this in the beginning to like kind of out her as a witch it was hard for her to trust him, but now they slept together and she did, and they were going to try to do this for real, and now she hears her say these things. I feel so bad for her. If I were her and I had just slept with someone who I like had just started to trust, just started to believe that he was actually in this because he wanted to be with me, and then you hear this, oh, I feel bad. And she is like trembling, visibly trembling and running away. Yeah, here. The next chapter. Room didn't know what hurt more, that Gideon would stoop this low in his quest to unmask the crimson moth, or that she'd fallen for his ruse. The things he said were terrible. Like, actually terrible. I don't have words for what happened in this book just now. And I can't say anything because this is definitely a spoiler. I can't say anything about this, but I can't believe they were so cute together and they were suddenly like planning a life and just wanting to be together. And everything has gone to shit within the span of like 5 to 10 pages. Literally everything has changed. All the dynamics between everyone have changed. And someone doesn't know something that they really should know before they're making a choice that they're making. This is really like one of those instances where I would love to just jump into the book, give some certain people some information, and then just hop back out. Because some people really need to know certain things. Gideon needs to know something that nobody's telling him. Alex needs to know, the little brother needs to know something that nobody is telling him. Rune definitely also needs to know something that Gideon is not telling her. Nobody is communicating. Truly nobody is communicating, but Alex at least finally spoke his truth. So, oh dear Lord. And I have to, like, I still have about an hour and 24 minutes to go in this book, and then I'll have finished, and then I can start the next one, because I'm definitely starting the next one right away. But I have to work on school. So I have to pause this for now, and then do some schoolwork, and then I can come back late at night and read. I'll probably finish it tomorrow. I will finish this one tomorrow. Okay. Oh my god, I think we're about to find out if I'm right about the people that I did not trust. Things are happening, shit is hitting the fan, and I think that I was right. I completely think that I'm onto everyone, and that I know what's happening. I knew it! 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 I knew that I did not trust them. I knew that I did not trust them. There's actually tears. A few tears running down my face because I just did not... This is not because I'm crying because the book is sad. I'm actually crying because I was so enthralled with the fact that I was right. I haven't gotten everything explained, but I still feel like I was right. That I just did not blink. I just kept my eyes open to read the book. And so now there are tears streaming down my face, but the book is not sad. At least not yet. But I knew this, and I texted it to 2 of my friends who've read this book, but she's not answering, and I think she's intentionally avoiding me, just so that she will not be spoiling anything. She's meeting him to tell her, I can't say anything. She's meeting him, and this is the first time that she has seen him after she heard him say these terrible things about her. And then he looks like he has not slept in 3 days. We love a man who is distraught. We love a man who regrets what he's done. Wait, what? Wait, what? No! No! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No! 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 Oh no!
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Okay, so I have had suspicions for, like, I think, for like a very long time. Meaning yesterday. But I've had my suspicions since about halfway into the book, and I'm at 90% now. But the scene that's unfolding right now, I really did not see that one coming. I really did not see that one coming. Fuck. Oh, dick. Absolute fucking dick. I know! Everything is going wrong. Everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh, this has aged so phenomenally badly. I cannot believe this. I'm trying to recalculate how much time I need for school and how much time I still have left in the book, and if I start at 3. No! I'm gonna try to speed through it. I'm gonna try to speed through the book. Okay. Okay, so I'm not doing my schoolwork. I have a little less than an hour to go in this book, and it's 2:15. I'm gonna start my schoolwork at 3. They leave me no choice. This book has left me no choice. I can't stop now. I'm in the thick of the book. Like, everything is happening now. I can't put it away. So even though I've said about 4 times that I need to stop reading and start my schoolwork, I'm not doing it. Sue me. So, I think that right now, the person I suspected, really trying my hardest to pick my words carefully and not give anything away, the person I suspected for not being who they said they were might come to the rescue now. Maybe. Let's keep reading. This is like a very weird angle, but I'm in my bed and I'm very comfortable. I don't want to move, and I don't have anything else to put you on. So, deal with it. I knew it! I can't say what's happening, but this is such a full circle moment. I knew it! I knew that this was happening. I've known it the entire time. I feel like such a detective now. No! 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 No, 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 no! 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 I was wondering how this was ever gonna work out. No! No! I can't believe that this is happening! I should have known. I should have known that this was gonna happen. I expected and predicted so many things, and for some reason I did not see this coming. And I should have. I really, really should have. I can't believe this! Again, I can't say anything. This is not what I wanted. Has my friend texted me back? I feel so sad. I feel so sad. I should have seen this coming because this happens all the time in fantasy books. And I didn't. I just didn't want to see it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. No! I want to cry. I want to cry. Man, this is not what I needed today. Oh, good lord. Okay, it has been a few days and I realized that I have not given you an update. I finished this book. I finished the first book. I don't have enough time right now to update you on all of my thoughts and just say everything that I want to say, so I will be back with that tomorrow, but I finished this one. I think that I would give it about 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. That's like something I can say now. I have started this one, the second book. I have the hardcover. They don't match at all, and that's my fault because I ordered this one because I just liked this cover for the second one more than I like the UK version. So anyway, I started this one. I think I'm at chapter 2. I didn't like the way that that one ended off. Like, it's not that I didn't like the ending of that one. It's just that I really dreaded going into this one knowing that they probably would not see each other for a while. This literally starts with him staring at her from across the room when she doesn't know that he's there. So I was like, okay, I was worried for nothing because you're going to see each other literally in the first chapter. So I am at page 28, so I'm really not far in at all because I keep falling asleep because I read it on my Kindle at night and I'm just very tired when I get into bed, and I'm not like, this is kind of the same thing as the first one where I really have to get into it and I'm not into the thick of the book at all, obviously, at page 28. So it hasn't been captivating enough for me to like read through my exhaustion, but I'm going over to a friend's. That's also why I can't really update about the first one right now because I'm going to have dinner and then afterwards I'm going to go over to a friend's house where I almost fell out of the dust jacket, where I'm going to be reading this book. So I will take you there, maybe update a bit while I'm there, and I will definitely update you tomorrow. But just if you see me reading the second one instead of the first one in these clips, then you know the deal. So, okay, let's go. So I slept over at Lodi's house. My brother is still asleep, so I'm trying to be quiet. But we're gonna read and eat fruit.
Een klein laagje ijs overal. Zo mooi. Dan ben ik echt verliefd. Ben ik echt de hele foto's aan het maken. Ben ik echt zo, oh, nog één. Be the man I need. Tell me you got something to give. I want it. Zullen we even een hout halen?
Okay, so it's time to update on the Crimson Moth. I finished this one I think 2 days ago. As you could see by my reactions, there were a few things that happened that I really did not see coming, but there were quite a few plot lines that I really kind of guessed. And it's not like I guessed them really far in advance. Actually, no, that's not true. Some I did guess very far in advance, and I was very proud of myself for noticing the small things and kind of not trusting people that really could not be trusted in the end. But there was obviously something that happened that really caught me off guard, and I really enjoyed this book. I think I would give it 4.25-ish stars. The only thing, there's something about this book that kind of made me feel a bit not disconnected from the characters, but I wasn't fully connected to them either. But I also don't really have anything bad to say about this book. I mean, I thought the way that this book ended off, that the second one, Rebel Witch, was, I thought that I wasn't going to like where the story was headed, because the way that this book ended, I truly thought that the main characters like Gideon and Rune were not going to see each other for a long time in this book. And so I texted my friend being like, I don't like it when they do this in fantasy books, like when they kind of like go their separate ways at the end of the first book. I'm like, I know you're going to see each other again in the second book, but I really just like reading about them, their conversations, their chemistry. They have great chemistry. Like I love their banter and just like their relationship with each other. It's really funny. Anyway, like I said, I thought the way this book ended off that they were not going to see each other for a very long time, and kind of like that their bond and their chemistry and the relationship that they had kind of established would be completely different in the second book, but like not in a way that I would really enjoy. I kind of thought that it was, if you've read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I loved that book. And then the way that book ended off, I didn't like where they took the storyline in the second book. So I DNF'd that book at like 60% or something. I just didn't like what they did with the storyline of the characters and their relationships. And I thought that was going to be the same thing with this book. Let me tell you, I am 184 pages in now. I am loving it. I am enjoying it. I can't for the life of me stop reading. I was walking home from the bus yesterday whilst reading my book in the dark. I was literally walking like this with my flashlight from my phone and reading my book. I can't stop. I don't want to do anything. I just want to read my book because I actually like their chemistry and the way they act towards each other more in this book. They're much more themselves, even though I'm trying not to say anything because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read them, obviously. So I'm trying to talk around things again, which is hard because I constantly, everything I say, I'm like, is that a spoiler? Is that a spoiler? But I like this book a lot. I think I'm actually liking this one more than the first one because their relationship, like they know each other, it has been established, and things happened in the first book that kind of leave them distrustful of each other. But what's very funny to me is Gideon, who is very much struggling with the way he feels towards Rune. Ow! Fuck me. He is kind of being a huge hypocrite because he keeps reminding himself and also telling her that he can't trust her because of something that she did when he did the exact same thing, like the exact same thing, maybe even worse. So that's really funny to me because he's being a hypocrite. And the one thing that I don't love, I don't really dislike it, but that's not something I like completely love, is the fact that they don't communicate. So it is a bit repetitive in the sense that she is like, well, he doesn't want to be with me because this and this and this. And that they kind of mention that every chapter. And then he's like, I can't be with her because this. And they keep reminding themselves, but in very similar ways every single chapter. So that's a bit repetitive. And I also noticed that sometimes they tell you something, like something regarding the plot or like about certain characters or like certain relationships with like side characters, or like something that's connected to the history of the book or like the politics. They tell you and then you keep reading, and then when something relating to that happens, they tell you again, which sometimes feels a bit repetitive when I'm like, you can trust the fact that your reader is smart enough to know that you've already said this. So that's the only thing that kind of like not really bugged me, but I noticed that and I was like, that's kind of unnecessary, but it's not annoying per se. Anyway, I just got to a point in the book. I'm at chapter 30, like I said, page 185. I loved, if you've read the book, the scenes with Rune and Gideon on the Arcadia, on like the massive ship, the cruise ship, whatever it was called. I don't really understand the times that they live in, but I'm just along for the ride. Like, I'm not super critical when it comes to fantasy books because I could never create this entire world. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm sure you have your reasons and it makes sense. But like I was saying, I love their chemistry. Their banter in this book is so good. So I think I do prefer this one to this one, even though I thought that I was not going to love this one as much because I expected it to have like the same plot lines as what's it called, the Serpent, the Ashes in the Starcoast King or something, the second book from the Serpent and the Wings of Night that I was just talking about. But like I already said, the only thing that I don't really love is the fact that they just don't communicate and they keep throwing the same things in each other's faces when Actually, they're both kind of being hypocritical. And also, if you've read the book, then you know what I'm talking about. But the person who I thought could not be trusted in the first book, and I was right, by the way, I really hate them in this book. I really, really hate them. They're just completely evil. And I don't see right now, I'm really focused on the romance between Rune and Gideon, because let me tell you, this book is giving the banter is so good. The banter is so good. If you've not read this duology, please do. I was constantly giggling and kicking my feet, like reading about June, Gideon and Rune on the Arcadia, on the boat. And the forced proximity makes for like very, very, very entertaining scenes. They've been on a boat together for I think 3 days. There's only one, like, they share the same cabin, and there's like only one teeny tiny bed. So there was like 3 days of the one bed scene, and just the forced proximity is really hilarious. I just love the way that like they get on each other's nerves. Like really, really entertaining sparring partners to watch. So anyway, that's my update for now. I am going to probably be on the train for 4 hours today. Don't ask me why, I don't even want to talk about it. But that means I'm probably, hopefully, going to read a big chunk of this book. So I will update you later, but so far I'm really enjoying it. This one, like I said, was like a 4 stars, 4.25. And I think I'm enjoying this one more. Like, this one was fast paced, but I think this one, even more is happening, and it's very entertaining, and you are never bored. Like, there's constantly something happening, so you don't have to wait long for shit to hit the fan, or like for shit to unravel. And it's highly entertaining. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. I will update you later. This is actually one of my favorite reading spots in the house. It's a bit cold, but I love sitting here. So I'm gonna sit here and read my book.
My boy's so pretty, so I could talk about it all night. My boy's so nice to me, doesn't matter what I do with my time. My boy's so pretty, could go on and on about him all night. My boy's so good to me, think I might just let him ruin my life. Why would I ever wanna wake up in the morning without him when I'm touring? It all just
I love Rune. Someone just tried to assault her, and obviously she was not having any of that, but then shortly after, she is trying to bail someone out of prison. She's trying to save someone, and they don't really like each other, the person that she's trying to save. So she makes herself known, and the person looks at her and goes like, "Looks like someone tried to have their way with you." And she looks down at herself and says, "He tried. Now he's dead." And I love her. She is literally a girl boss. She is so cool. She has, for the entirety of the first book, obviously she is the Crimson Moth and she is a witch, and that's not a spoiler, but to kind of conceal the fact that she is a witch, she made herself out to be the superficial socialite who only cares about like parties and clothes and social status. And then so everyone is so surprised, like everyone who now knows that she is the Crimson Moth is so surprised and taken aback, being like, wow, I really, really thought that you had no depth to you. When in fact she does love fashion, but she is a girl boss and really knows what she's doing. She is so cool.
do anything else. Let him be all by himself. I can't be all by myself. My boy's so pretty, so
Okay, so I have gotten to a chapter where I think that I know what's going to happen, and I've been waiting for this to happen. So I think that I have gotten to the beginning of the chapter where they are going to see each other for the first time in a while, and the way they left things off was interesting, to say the least. So I hate the fact that I can't say anything because it's the second book. So I can't even tell you. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep reading and then we'll see what happens. Oh my god, yes. I know for a fact that they are in the same house. They are in the same building. And I know that Rune, is hiding, and Gideon doesn't know that she's there. She doesn't know that he's there. And she is looking for him. Okay, so she kind of wants to track him down. They don't know that they're in the same building. I can't wait! I can't wait. Okay. Oh. Okay. No! Rune is not actually supposed to be in this building. She is on the run. If anyone from the New Republic finds her, she will be executed on the spot. So, I think, actually, I don't know. Anyway, she probably will be killed, or at least held captive. And I'm like nervous for her because she is in so much trouble. She has really done every single thing on the list that the New Republic kind of like would execute people for, because like they would execute a witch no matter what, but like execute people for, like normal people. She has done every single one of them. She has done everything. She is high on their shit list. She is the top of their, not really the top, she is the second person on their shit list. So I really hope that they don't find her. Anyway. Oh my god, no! Oh dear lord. Oh, I love this! Okay, so he found her and she was hiding in a room. He steps inside and she whacks him over the head and he just goes down. And that's really not what I expected to happen, so anyway. This is what I have been waiting for! Oh my god, yes! Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Doesn't matter what I do with my life. My boy's so pretty, so could go on and on about it all night. My boy's so good to me. Think I might just let him waste all my time.
This is so sweet! Oh my god. You know, the thing about this book is in most fantasy books that I have read, there's been some sort of found family aspect, and this book really, these books, both, really do not have that, because they are truly alone. Like, the way that this story has unfolded, they don't have anyone. Literally, only each other, and they can barely trust each other as it is. Well, actually, they're starting to really trust each other now, but they truly were kind of, like, it was them against the world. They don't have many people that they could trust. And I love the found family aspect. That's the only thing that's like missing from this book for me. But I also really don't care, because it makes their connection and them reuniting that much more special, because they are not at it alone anymore. Do you know what I mean? No. Okay, anyway. Oh. He is so sweet. Gideon is so sweet.
Why would I ever need to go back to my old ways of
Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna go so badly.
Why would you ever wanna find somebody else when I got just what it takes? And I'll bet before I break, yeah.
What is happening? What is happening? Okay, so there is like one thing that's kind of annoying me, is the fact that Gideon is suddenly kind of like saying all these things about love, how... Let me just try to find a sentence. Okay, yeah, I found one. This is what he says to like the guards who are trying to, I think, kill both of them. And he knows the guards, obviously, so... Oh, my screen is really spacing out. Okay, anyway, he knows these guards, he fought with them, and he was their captain. Now, obviously, he is a witch sympathizer, and they are holding him captive, and he says, the problem with love is the more you try to destroy it, the stronger it becomes. And then, I think like a few sentences later, he says, it might look like weakness on the surface, but in truth, it's tougher than steel. Love can't be controlled. Love can't obey unjust laws. Love will always oppose tyrants. And it's just... it's so out of character. It's so out of character. And it was also like a few chapters back, he also said something like on the cheesiest side about love, or about like the way they view, I don't know, their politics and their like entire system. And then afterwards he in his head was like, Rune taught him that. And it just feels so out of character, because he was kind of this, I really don't have the words. I've been speaking Dutch all day, so my English vocabulary is not helping me out right now. Anyway, but he was just constantly, like, in the beginning very skeptical. He just didn't trust falling in love and blah, blah, blah. And it just feels so out of character for him to say these things. And also, it feels a bit random in this writing style, kind of like as if the author just really wanted to put some lessons in there and then just snuck them in there like that. And I that's something that I don't really love. Like, it's completely fine if there's something like that in the book, but then it just feels like it wasn't very subtle. Anyway, I hope that you understand what I mean, and that I have not just been using random and incorrect words, because like I said, my English vocabulary is not working with me right now. So anyway, okay, I do have to say, had I kept on reading for like one more sentence, someone would have said, I'm tempted to shoot you right here if it will end your blathering, but I have something better in store. So I wasn't the only one who was like, shut up. This feels so weird and out of character. So that kind of makes it a bit better. That's always if a book has like very cheesy-ish lines. If one of the characters at least also acknowledges that it's a bit out of pocket and cheesy, then I don't mind anymore, because then it's kind of like humorous. So I felt like I should mention that. I was just reading, I'm at 94%, and the turn that this book has just taken, I really did not see this coming. And maybe I should have, but I really did not. And I don't even know. I just wanted to update you and say I am completely caught off guard. I was laying here reading, and I was finishing the chapter, and I just went, what? No, what? I didn't almost start crying, but I was so taken aback, because I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because I don't think I've read a fantasy book ever. I haven't read that many fantasy books, but I don't think I've ever read a fantasy book that took this turn, or like did this thing plot twist wise. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I don't think I have not. If you've read the book, you know what happens at 94%. When they are at the island, and I can't even say their names. If you still want to read the book, I can't even say anything. Okay, so when the villain of the book, I'm just going to say it like that, something happens, and I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I truly thought that I knew how this was going to end, and this just completely threw me for a loop. I don't know what. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm gonna keep on reading, but I had to update. Even though I don't really have anything to update, I was just laying here being like, what is going on? What is going on? I have to text my friend, but I don't think she's there yet, so I can't say anything. Okay, I will update you. Okay, 6 minutes late. And it wasn't a false alarm, but it was a false alarm, because I think I know how they're going to fix it, and I think I know what they're going to do. So I think I was being a bit overdramatic, because I should have known that wasn't the end, but I think I see where this is going. I think I know what's happening again, so I think I'm back on track. Okay. Alright, I will not lie to you, it is weeks and weeks and weeks later, but I realised while I was editing that I never filmed an outro for this video, so I just stopped recording after finishing the book, so I had to obviously share my final ratings and my final thoughts. I'm just going to address it. I have a massive red dot right over here. I had a teeny tiny pimple and I messed it up and I could not leave it alone, so now it's just a giant red dot, and it's New Year's tomorrow, so that's fantastic. Anyway, I finished both these books a while ago, I think a month, maybe even longer ago, but I just got so super busy, and obviously YouTube is not my job, so I can't really prioritize it above anything else, so I just really did not have the time for it, and I had a half edited video for like a month. But I am not going to get too much into this one because this video is already super long and I already shared most of my thoughts, but I really enjoyed it. I think I would give it like a 4.25 4 stars, and I think 4.25 actually. I really enjoyed it. And then this one I would also think like a 4.25, maybe this one a 4, this one a 4.25, but both of them will definitely be on my top 10 favorite reads of the year list. I really enjoyed both of them. Like I said, I've already spoken about most of my thoughts, but I've been saying like I didn't fully connect to these books like 5-star favorites, but I did have a lot of fun while reading them. I was very invested, as you could see. The only thing, well, not the only thing, but the biggest thing was I could predict a lot of like the bigger plot lines, and some of the plot twists or like things that happened I could really see coming from like a mile away. However, there were like different things that really shook me, and some things, don't get me wrong, as you could see by my reaction, some things really did catch me off guard, but I do feel like I saw most of the plot lines, not most of them, a lot of the plot lines coming, and so I kind of guessed what was gonna happen like quite early on, I think, in both books. And so that was the reason that they weren't like higher rated, but I really enjoyed both of them. I would highly recommend them. I loved both the characters, and I really also liked the way that this story wrapped up, and I love the fact that it was a duology and that I didn't have to read like 5 books or something. And because it was only 2 books, it was super fast paced. Like it was so quick to get through, and there was never a dull moment. Like you didn't have to wait a very long time for something to happen in both books. Like it was very quick, and I just really appreciated that. That was exactly what I needed. I was super in the mood to read these books, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I know what everyone is talking about when they talk about the Crimson Moth, like the Heartless Hunter, Rebel Witch, whatever. Anyway, that was all I had to say because this video is already about an hour long, and that's really unnecessary, but I just can never stop yapping. So loved both of these books. I think I like this one a bit more, like I said, but the ending of this one was more predictable than this one, so that kind of like leveled the playing field again. And I am sorry, by the way, that this outro is so all over the place and kind of doesn't really hold any new information, but I just needed to film an outro. I'm not 100% sure because it is 1:30 in the morning and I am delirious, but I think that's all I wanted to say. If I forgot something, sorry. If you watched all the way to this point, thank you so much. I know that I have been very inactive. I just got super busy. I do have a few videos coming that I am working on, so those will be coming very soon. This video was super long, so if you're still here, thank you. Let me know. And I hope you had the best Christmas. I hope you have a great new year and a great day, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!